All right, folks. So we're in this dusty ass attic of what appears to be a home to two old people.
Yeah, cute little old couple, Danny.
Yeah, John's like there's a little. It's got this attic's got like one of those little creepy ass windows where if you're outside you see like a ghost child, and then you come up here and it kills you or something. That's the kind of vibe going
Yeah,
on here.
and they can barely hear each other, so there's no way they're gonna hear us.
Yeah, so you might hear them in the background yelling at each other because I think that's how they talk. I don't think they're fighting because the stuff they're yelling kind of doesn't make sense.
You remind me of my grandparents, Danny. It feels so wholesome right now.
Yeah, hopefully maybe they'll make some cookies and we could sneak down there and take a few
Oh,
bites.
I would love nothing more than that.
Me too, man. Me too. But I guess we're gonna keep recording the podcast. It's been too long. We've missed so much. So like I don't even know where to start. Where you want to start? Where you
Well,
kick it
I guess
off?
first things first. Apparently, uh, Ernest's name, the actor, was Jim Varney, but let's be honest, he's Ernest. There's no Jim Varney. So
Dude, I wish he was still alive. I grew up with those movies.
yeah, me too. So I just want to say that there is no Jim Varney. There is Ernest. Ernest played
100%.
Jim Varney.
They should have had an end credit scene. What was the movie where he went to jail and then
I
he
believe
got
that was
electrical
Ernest Goes to
powers?
Jail.
Yeah, they should have had an end credit scene where Charles Xavier rolls up. It's like, Ernest, you want to join the X Men?
Imagine that. Ernest joins the X-Men.
He's like, all right, well, you bald dude, let's go.
See, now that's a movie that I want to see now. Ernest would be my favorite X-Men, like easily. Like
Oh my
Wolverine,
god,
step aside.
every everybody would shit on him, but he would save the day at the
Yeah,
end with his
with his
shenanigans.
like little hat and his vest and his fucking weird, crazy faces he would make.
They would be like, "We thought Rogue had multiple powers. We can't even tell you what powers Ernest has. He's a master of
Yeah,
disguise. He can take
yeah.
pain."
We don't got to worry about Phoenix no more. We got to worry about Ernest. He has
Dude, I'm about
unbelievable
to go.
power that he has yet to harness.
Yeah, where are these Ernest movies? One of these streaming services have to have Ernest movies. I'm gonna look up
That's a
tonight. I'm
good
gonna watch an
point.
Ernest
That's a
movie.
good point. Now,
It's been a
our
minute.
lives moving forward, Danny, we're gonna have to. I think Ernest is gonna be kind of like on the forefront of our minds.
Dude, I want to dress up as him for Halloween.
Dude, you should. Why
Right?
not?
It's not that hard of an outfit.
Hell no. Just go into
It's been
you know a Walmart, find some a shitty hat or vest or whatever pants, whatever the fuck you would wear, and just talk like an asshole.
fuck a fuck a Walmart. Why I gotta go to a vintage shop here? They have so many vintage shops here. I think people just die so much here that they just sell their clothes. There's some nice clothes there too.
Well, yeah, I mean that's essentially Ernest's style. Was I believe it was a blue vest, a shirt,
Mm-hmm.
like a gray shirt, and then a like a khaki colored hat. But I
Yeah,
think he was
man.
mostly known
I,
for
I,
his
I
dumb fucking faces he would make.
yeah, and his weird characters. So, folks, this is gonna be the
This
Ernest
is the
podcast.
Ernest
So that's.
podcast.
Did you ever see the clip of him and Robin Williams riffing backstage?
Oh my god, I've never seen it, but can you imagine that energy?
Oh, it was great. It's such a
I
great
would need,
clip. They
I
just
would
riff.
need to fucking be high out of my mind to be able to take a encounter between Ernest and Robin Williams.
They're both having like a comedic battle of voices against each other. It's insane.
I can only imagine that. And now I want to see that.
Oh my god, look it up, folks. When we did get chances to play stuff before we went into the woods, and we still play video games in the woods. I don't know how that happened. We have to look into that. But
Real
you
quick,
know,
when when you say go into the woods, I think about like the my uncle who's gay. He used to tell us these stories about how the the gay community. There's this thing where in parks they like go and like have like sexual, encounters in various parks, and that like it's kind of like of a like it's kind of like an unspoken, thing in part of like a dark, not dark, but like a, you know, a mysterious society kind of club where like if you go into like a park, so like for example, the park that's near my house, uh
Yeah.
sometimes he would go into there deep into the park, and he would find other gay men uh there for the sole reason to have sex in the park.
So it's so isn't it similar to like was it a rumor or was I guess maybe it was a fact of like gay men having like hooking up at rest stops on the highway or
Yeah,
something?
I guess so. I mean, it, the funny thing is that when he told us that, I had not too long before that listened to an episode of Howard Stern where George Takei was on, and George Takei talked about how when he was young, back in LA, there was like this park or area, I forgot which one it was, but it was called the Rambles, and and
Rambles.
it was like there was like a like it was widely known amongst the gay community that to go there and just find and encounters, sexual encounters in there with other gay men. And so my uncle, when he was telling us that, because he had I wasn't anticipating this, by the way, for this to just come out. I guess that's part of the beauty of a podcast. But
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of our
yeah,
podcast. We really sometimes we sit down to talk about certain things, but I think our best conversations are when we're talking about Tom Cruise and Oprah taking over the
yeah, I
world.
agree. Or Ernest coming to spend time with us from the heavens.
You just reminded me of a funny story, so keep going.
Yeah. So one day, he came into our house, and he was he looked like really disheveled, and he had like grass on his back, and he had like some cuts and scrapes on his knuckles and his arm, and some like dirt on like his face. And so we said, yo, dude, what happened to you? Why, are you okay? Like, why did you come in looking all crazy? Like, and so he proceeded to tell us how he, he pulled back the covers on this whole, uh, sexual encounters in a park scenario, and he proceeded, so he let us know into that whole world, uh, the underground world, in parks. And I don't think it's all parks. I guess it's just some parks. Like, and when I mean parks, I don't mean like a playground park. I mean like one of these really big, extensive wooded, parks that go on for like you know a mile or whatever. You know what I mean? Like really, really deep, deep, deep.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. When I lived in the
Yeah,
Heights, there was one where I would bike to, and you could literally bike
yeah,
through this
exactly,
just like it's insane. Like there's so much parks in New York that are huge. Even Central Park is freaking
exactly.
huge.
So he told us that the reason why. So we were like, wait, so you look like this because you were in there having sex? Like, what the fuck? But he said no. Mind you, he was also bleeding from like his ear, and had like a cut on his knuckles. And as he's telling us this, my sister is bandaging him up. That's
Jesus.
how, like, he had some deep cuts. And so, um, the reason why he looked like that is because he said that sometimes cops would go in there and patrol, and it's because they know that sometimes those things are happening, and they come in to try to break it up and arrest people. And so apparently, that night the cops decided that they were going to come in, and he saw
Goddamn cops.
lights, and he heard the cops, and he went running. And apparently, as he went running, he pulled up to this part in the park where it was kind of like a cliff, and there was nowhere else to go other than back where he was coming from. But there was cops there, and so he decided that he was going to leap off the cliff. Okay,
Wow.
leap off the cliff, because he did not want to have to deal with the cops. And
My man was on some
yeah,
Harrison Ford
exactly.
fugitive shit.
It was the fugitive, bro. He was like, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. Like, the dude straight up threw himself off a cliff in the park to avoid being arrested by the cops for, whatever it is, public indecency, or public what
Whatever
whatever it
bullshit they wanted.
is. I can't really think of it off the top of my head right now, but so because and he says that when he threw himself, and he said, it wasn't like, throwing himself off of like a 5-story building. It wasn't that far, but it was enough to to give him cuts all over the place, a couple of bruises, tear his shirt in one part, and basically be covered with like grass and dirt, and come in looking like, someone just beat the shit out of him in the woods. And
God.
apparently, and mind you, when he came in, our first thought was, oh shit, what happened to you? Like, what the fuck just happened? And little did I know that, there was going to be a story coming in about how he was in the woods fucking, and the cops came in to break it up. And so he decided to just, throw himself off a cliff.
That's that's
Yeah, so
amazing.
it was a nice little opening for everybody. Just a little gay sex in the parks. Never hurt nobody.
Hey man, that sounds like a good time. I mean, I wouldn't say I have a similar story, but you reminded me of something here. I think I've mentioned in the podcast that I live in Saskatoon, Canada right now. If you don't know where that is, that's totally fine. I didn't know either. So,
He still doesn't know.
it's in yeah, it's in Saskatchewan, which is over North Dakota, South Dakota. So pretty much, all the white people that didn't thought that city was too loud moved up here. So it's all prairies. It's all white as snow, and yeah. Anyway, um, when I first lived here, I lived with my wife and her roommate at in this kind of like ghetto ass neighborhood, and and I what I
A
would
ghetto
there
ass
was a
neighborhood in
school a big
Canada. A lot of people are shocked right now.
yeah. Oh, I mean, this whole town is pretty ghetto, to be honest. I mean, the neighborhood I live in now is kind of feels like a little hipster Brooklyn kind of neighborhood, a little bit. But where we were at was, what I mean by ghetto, I mean there would just be like meth heads walking out at night across the street when it's like below negative, just screaming because I guess they're freezing to death in the middle of the night, just like ah. You just look out like, all right, we're not going outside tonight. Not that we plan to go outside because it's freaking negative. Um, but there was a school across from us with a whole schoolyard and whatnot, and I would jog around there because it was just an easy jog, like just like a almost like a loop de loop arena, and there was a bench there, and every once in a while there would be like a random girl sitting on that bench, right? And I would, jog around, and one day, like, this girl was sitting there for a very long time by herself, and every time I walked by, she seemed to be getting more and more annoyed at me. Like, she kept looking at me to the point where she like I jogged past her, I think the third or fourth time, and she like raised her hands, like, or threw it up in the air, like she got completely frustrated, and then walked up to the street. But she kept still looking at me to see if I was gonna either say something or follow her. So I forgot who told me this, but one of my wife's friends had confirmed to me that that was kind of a hooker bench in the
A hooker
neighborhood.
bench.
Yeah, yeah, so pretty much, if these women, escorts, escorting for sexual services, they'll sit there till
Ah,
someone comes
right, right.
by and see what they want. So maybe she assumed that I was playing games with her by jogging, but I was like literally jogging, dude. But I just thought it was so funny that I'm just like, what is this person's problem? What's going on here?
She thought you were playing mind games, Annie.
And she's like, "Hey, well, all right, discount, all right."
She's like, "Well, are you in or you
I'll
out?"
tell Stop playing games. You're wasting my
Meanwhile,
time.
Danny's completely oblivious, thinking about like random shit.
Oh my dude, I'm so oblivious to a lot of shit sometimes it kind of just saves me in the end.
He's just biking around thinking about fucking, when will SOCOM come back? Will it ever come back? And then there's this hooker on the bench saying, "Hurry the fuck up and approach me already."
Dude, one time when I was younger, I was the idiot that used to ride a bike with like headphones on, and I just dazed out during a song. What was it over there by East Tremont, like into a busy street where cars are like going on
Hmm.
both sides, just without looking, just right into the fucking intersection, and a car had to like swerve out of the way from fucking hitting me because I was just like I just zoned out. And I and the guy looked at me like, "What the fuck, man?" I'm like, "Oh shit."
You were zoned out, almost like created a fucking like 5, 6 car wreck.
Yeah, just listening to what was I listening to? Probably Blink 182 back in the
They should
day.
do a new Final Destination movie where like a big car wreck starts because of you being completely oblivious on your bike.
Yeah. Yeah, like on some Ernest shit,
Oh,
we're bringing it
on some
back.
Ernest shit. Hell yeah. Yeah, I fuck with that now, Danny. On some Ernest shit.
I wish they could reboot Ernest, but you just can't do it without the legend. Can't do
Well,
it
you know
without him.
what, Danny? As we've learned in our last podcast, holograms, they can you can do things now with
You want a Jim Byrne
holograms.
hologram?
I want a goddamn Ernest hologram. Bring them
Oh
back.
man, that
Bring them back.
I mean,
Why
yeah,
not?
all right. I'm
Yeah.
with it.
Oh,
I want an Ernest video game.
dude, why would that? What would the video game be? Just like trying to get out of like various bullshit that you put yourself in the middle of.
Yeah, and it also play what was that goat game where you just be a
Oh
goat
yeah, Goat
and it had like
Simulator.
yeah.
You just
You just a rat dog
it's an
simulator.
Ernest simulator. You just exist as Ernest.
Yeah, just
You
surviving
know,
random
I
shit.
would
I
play
love
that,
it.
Danny.
Oh dear, it smells like shit in here.
It's the fucking shitty candle your sister made out of mud pies.
It was a gift. What do you want me to do?
Throw it in the garbage. Where's the yogurt?
Oh Jesus Christ!
What happened?
Did you fucking hit that shit?
Oh, these two?
Yeah. Folks, if you I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be picked up, but you might hear the the cute old couple downstairs. They probably will come through on the show, based off of what.
In the second shelf.
What the fuck?
On the second shelf.
Why is yogurt in a shelf? That's stupid.
Oh, relax, you blind bastard.
You're blind.
Oh man, based off of the things that they're saying, they're probably not a cute old couple anymore. But nonetheless, uh, it probably that's probably being picked up. So if you're wondering what
Yeah,
the fuck
what
is
the
going on,
hell?
yeah, if you're wondering what's going on, that is the old folks downstairs.
I don't think they're making cookies tonight.
Yeah, no, no cookies are being made tonight.
There's probably gonna be a gunshot later on in this podcast. We're gonna have to
Oh
I'm not even
man,
sure. I'm not even sure who's pulling the trigger here. They both sound pretty angry.
yeah, fuck. Wouldn't that be our luck, Danny? We get lost for a hot minute, and the one house that we pull up into is going to be finally the night that one of those old people kill the other.
I mean, we're playing a dangerous game here by recording this podcast in random places and homes. It's only a
Well, you
matter
know
of
what?
time.
You know what, Danny? The gods. It wasn't our decision. Okay, it wasn't our. We didn't come up with this, Danny. This fate was handed to us. The gods told us that this is what we need to do. So you know what? We didn't ask to do this, Danny.
I feel like it was the edibles that told me this.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Either way, okay. Either way, it wasn't us, Danny.
It was handed down to us. Yes, yeah,
It was
you're right.
handed
And we
down
got we
to
got to
us.
keep going. We got to keep going. We
We gotta
survived.
keep it moving
We
for
survived the
Ernest.
woods, and now we're here. I don't think they'll hear us. They sound pretty deaf. That the how loud they keep talking to each other.
Oh yeah, there's not a shot to hear us right now. Not at all.